I've never been one to believe in curses or haunted objects, but after what I've experienced, dismissing them as mere figments of imagination feels naive. This all started innocuously enough, just a group of friends and I, indulging in nostalgia. The day was bright, yet there was a certain heaviness in the air, the kind that creeps in just before a storm. We gathered in my dimly lit living room, the walls adorned with posters from our childhood. The room smelled faintly of old electronics and dust, a testament to the forgotten devices we were about to revive. Oliver, Mia, and I huddled around the vintage console, an old CRT television flickering to life with a static hum. Its low whine set my teeth on edge, but I tried to ignore it. Instead, I focused on the familiar weight of the controller in my hand, the plastic cool and reassuring. "Come on, it's just like old times," Mia teased, her tone carrying a buoyant nostalgia that mirrored the excitement in her hazel eyes. She nudged me with her elbow, and I forced a smile, trying to match her enthusiasm. Switching on the console, we were greeted by the cheerful chimes of a pixelated game, its vibrant colors dancing across the screen. The sight was strangely comforting, wrapping us in a cocoon of simpler days. Yet, beneath the surface, a knot of unease coiled in my stomach. I couldn't shake the feeling that revisiting this game might dredge up more than just old memories. Memories of sleepless nights spent puzzling over its mysteries, shadows lurking at the edges of my dreams. I brushed aside the thought, determined not to ruin the moment for everyone else. Oliver, our analytical friend, was the first to react when a sudden, bone-chilling scream erupted from the speakers. It pierced through the room, slicing the air like a knife. He jerked back, knocking over a can of soda that spilled its contents across the floor, its sticky residue spreading like a dark stain on the carpet. "Did you see that?" he exclaimed, voice cracking slightly, his eyes wide with disbelief. I turned towards the screen, trying to make sense of what was happening. A shadowy figure flickered briefly before fading back into the pixelated backdrop. The room fell silent, the air thick with an uncomfortable tension, as if an unseen presence lingered just beyond our vision. The laughter we'd shared only moments ago felt like a distant echo, replaced by a palpable sense of dread. As we sat there, processing the anomaly, my mind raced with questions. Was it just a rare glitch, or was something more sinister at play? I hoped for the former, but a shiver traced down my spine, whispering otherwise. What if this was the beginning of something we couldn't control? Determined to shake off the unease, Mia suggested we explore further. Her adventurous spirit always pushed us towards the unknown. She guided our in-game avatar into the hidden depths of alleyways, her fingers dancing deftly across the console. "There's always something good hidden in these spots," she quipped with a confident grin. But as we ventured deeper, the screen glitched violently. A distorted face flashed before us, eyes wide with terror. "Whoa, what the hell was that?" Mia blurted, her voice betraying the fear she tried so hard to mask. She leaned back, eyes darting around the room as though expecting the face to materialize in front of us. The game froze, leaving behind a haunting silence that hung between us like a specter. I could feel the chill of the basement air, the metallic taste of fear bitter on my tongue. It was as if the game was a living entity, aware of us, watching us. Later that night, sleep eluded me. I tossed and turned, trapped in a cycle of restless thoughts. When I finally drifted off, it wasn't for long. I woke with a start, heart racing, drenched in sweat. The room was dark, unfamiliar shadows dancing across the walls. My breath hitched in my throat as my eyes fell upon a figure at the foot of my bed. It was featureless, a void in the shape of a man, its presence filling the room with a suffocating dread. I blinked, and it was gone, leaving behind the echo of my father's words. Fear is just a mind's trick, but this felt far too real to be a mere trick of the mind. My hands trembled as I tried to convince myself it was just a dream, but the line between reality and nightmare had blurred into an indistinct haze. Desperate for answers, I met with Mia and Oliver at a local cafe the next morning. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee offered a small comfort amidst the storm of fear swirling within me. "I saw it too," Mia confessed, her fingers stirring her coffee absently, eyes reflecting the turmoil I felt. Oliver had come equipped with his laptop already deep in research. The screen displayed threads from gaming forums, each filled with stories similar to ours. "This is bigger than just us," I muttered. My own voice sounded foreign, as though spoken by someone detached from reality. Mia glanced around, wary of eavesdroppers, and asked, "What do we do now?" Her question hung in the air, a challenge we were reluctant to face but knew we must. Determined to uncover the truth, I spent the next few days diving into old gaming forums. The pages were filled with eerie tales, urban legends of curses and haunted games. I leaned closer to the monitor, the glow burning my tired eyes, yet I couldn't look away. Each story pulled me deeper, a siren song I couldn't resist. Among the threads, one caught my attention, a mention of a faceless demon. The words seemed to leap off the screen, seizing my focus. I jotted down notes feverishly, the pen scratching across the paper as if possessed by urgency. This wasn't just a game glitch. Something darker lay beneath the surface. Driven by a need to understand, I arranged to meet with an old game developer, Mr. Thomas. His apartment was a relic of past glories, the air heavy with the scent of dust and regret. Sketches and designs covered the walls, echoes of a vibrant past now faded with time. "You're not the first to ask about the game," he said, his voice a mix of weariness and resignation. His revelation sent a chill down my spine. What had he unleashed? The entity wasn't supposed to be real, but somehow it had crossed the boundary between digital and reality. In the days that followed, I couldn't escape the feeling of being watched. Walking through the city, I felt eyes on me, shadows flitting at the edges of my vision. Each reflection showed a fleeting glimpse of darkness, a reminder of the entity lurking just beyond sight. I found myself at a gaming cafe, drawn to the retro machines and their promise of forgotten secrets. My fingers danced over the keyboard, delving into databases and interviews with beta testers. The common thread was a series of symbols, a puzzle waiting to be solved. Hope blossomed within me. Perhaps these symbols were the key to ending this nightmare. Yet even in the routine of daily life, the entity's grip tightened. At work, the faceless figure appeared in the reflection of my monitor, its presence sending me crashing to the floor in panic. Jordan, my coworker, rushed to my side, their kind voice drawing me back to reality. But the boundary of sanity felt more fragile than ever. In a moment of clarity, I turned to Oliver's blog. His theories on dream loops offered a glimmer of understanding. I scrolled through comments, each story echoing our own experience, each suggesting the power of old cheat codes. The idea was absurd, yet tantalizing. Could these simple commands hold any real power over the nightmare we faced? One evening, a message from Mia sent my heart racing. "Help me," it read, "the location unknown." I called back, desperate for her voice, but was met with only static. It was as if the entity mocked my inability to reach her, its malice woven into the very airwaves. I threw the phone aside, overwhelmed by a mix of fear and helplessness. Realizing we couldn't face this alone, I gathered everyone at Oliver's place. "We fight back tonight," I declared. The words felt weighty yet necessary. We pooled our knowledge, symbols, codes, and clues, determined to confront the entity head-on. Whatever lay ahead, we resolved to face it together. The tension followed me to a subway station, the crowd bustling around me. Anxiety clawed at my insides as shadows merged into shapes, fleeting reflections of the entity's presence. "Stay calm," I whispered, though my heart threatened to give away my fear. The walls closed in, the air thick with the metallic tang of dread. Back at Oliver's, we pored over faded game manuals, tracing ancient runes that might hold the power to protect us. It felt like discovering hidden magic, each symbol a potential safeguard against the unknown. Mr. Thomas offered guidance, his old diagrams an unexpected lifeline. "Trust your intuition," he advised, his words echoing in my mind. Life mirrors games in complex ways, and understanding their mechanics can give us an advantage. But the entity was relentless. My phone buzzed with a distorted voice. Mia's, yet not her own. "Stop now or you'll join us." It threatened, the menace palpable through the line. My grip tightened, fear battling with resolve. We were close to the truth, but the entity was determined to stop us. Seeking solace, I retreated to a quiet park, the calm a temporary balm against the escalating chaos. Yet even amid the laughter of children and the rustle of leaves, the shadows remained, whispering reminders of the task ahead. Our plan was clear. Use the symbols during the game's final level. Jordan and Oliver meticulously arranged them, their hands steady despite the stakes. The air crackled with anticipation, each of us silently questioning whether we were ready for what was to come. Starting the game, the digital storm intensified, the roars of virtual thunder matching the pounding of my heart. "Stay together, don't panic," I instructed, though the words felt hollow against the enormity of our task. The screen glowed ominously, the faceless figure looming larger than ever, its presence a cold shiver that crept into the room. In the ensuing chaos, we synchronized our efforts, inputting symbols to construct a protective shield. Mia's pre-recorded advice echoed, a calming counterpoint to the disorder. With each completed sequence, the entity's grip weakened, its digital roars fading like an animal retreating into darkness. But it fought back. Shadowy claws reached through the screen, narrowly missing us. Adrenaline surged as we ducked and dodged, our actions fueled by desperation. How much longer can we fend this off? I wondered, feeling the entity's relentless attacks gnaw at our resolve. Yet, in our unity, we found strength. Coordinating our discoveries, we synthesized our knowledge into a final trap. The last symbol set glowed bright, sealing the entity's fate with a resounding thud that echoed through the room. Silence followed, the weight of disbelief mingling with relief. The game's final enigma fell into place, shattering the entity's link to our world. The screen faded to a calming emptiness, the nightmare vanquished. A breath I didn't know I was holding escaped in a shaky sigh, the room's stillness enveloping me like a warm embrace. In the aftermath, we shared silent embraces, the bond of shared ordeal more comforting than words. "Never touching a game like that again," Mia laughed, the exhaustion in her voice mirrored in our hearts. We emerged from the trial stronger, yet the memory of fear lingered, a shadow that refused to dissipate entirely. As we sat, bathed in the dim glow of the room, the screen flickered one last time. A brief image of the entity's smile flashed before darkness reclaimed it, leaving us with an uneasy chill. "Wait, did anyone else see that?" Jordan whispered, voice trembling with renewed fear. We turned towards the screen, hearts pounding with the dread of what might follow. The tale we thought had ended felt unfinished, the entity's oppressive presence a dark star hovering on the horizon. Was this truly the end, or merely the beginning of something more sinister? The answer, I feared, lay just beyond the shadows at the periphery of our perception.